You're going to like the intro I do today. And we're live.
You are now listening to Radio Rufus.
Yes, Bath. And welcome back to another episode of Radio Rufus. I am here with the zestiest this side of the Maginot line. It's my rough and ready producer, Aidan Rafferty. Say hello, Aidan.
Hello.
If you're the gimp of... the thing is, I've known you for over a year,
know what?
and I still don't know where you're from.
The place I'm from is called Galbley, so there's a nice bit of alliteration.
Gabley
there.
Gimp.
The Galbley Gimp.
That's nice, actually.
There's a few gimps from Galbley, though, that already have that title.
Where do you think you rank in the gimp leaderboard of Gabley?
I think I'm touching podium at this stage.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I'm not far.
I'm touching cloth.
Just permanently.
Yeah, well, I've said before on this show, I think my performance is better when I need a poo.
Yeah, I'm the same, but whenever I need a wank.
Sorry. I don't think that's the same, though, because... Like, you can get distracted and then not need a wank anymore, but you will, if you need to poo, you will poo.
No, but I only wank after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, like immediately after it. It's like, you ever hear football managers won't let their players have sex with their wives during a World Cup camp? I'm thinking
like
along
boxers.
the same lines. Yeah.
To keep the testosterone.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's, you feel that if you're teed up.
Yeah.
That's
teed up to the tits.
Right. I think it's just something about... There's something that really sets off the nervous system, just frantically turtle heading during an episode.
Yeah. Have you ever had a close call where maybe you laughed a bit too hard and you're like, fuck, I am really touching cloth now?
Well, we are in an office. There are toilets just around the corner. So if it got that close...
You would just...
I think we just cut it, I reckon. I don't think I would just hold on for dear life before I accidentally just brown out on camera.
When was that time you sharted?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not really a sharty guy.
Right?
Like... Are you Are you a bit of a Shart Simpson? Would you say?
No, not in my elder years.
You're a Shartimus Fowl.
I sharted one time playing GTA races, where it was just like, you know, like the classic. You're chatting to the boys and you feel a fart brewing, so you move your mic down to that region.
Oh, there we go. We found a bit of banter that poor people do. It's like not boarding school banter.
Yeah.
It's the other.
So you're telling me you didn't do this?
State school banter.
I thought you were about to say we found some common ground for the first time in a year.
No, that's not funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
You know what is funny? Rubbing your balls on your friend's textbook. That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, I tried a chance to fart into my microphone one night in the middle of a GTA race lobby, and I was just like, lads, I'll be back in 5. Because I wasn't touching cloth, like the cloth was touching me.
Yeah, right, yeah. Anyway, you're the Galbley Gimp.
Yeah.
I'm the Hove.
The Hove Hussy.
The Hove Hussy. And we're back with another zesty episode of Radio Rufus. It's the latest and greatest from around the world. News, sports, games. It's a typical radio show with a vintage twist. That's right, because we are like chicken cutlets, perfectly breaded and fried in panko breadcrumbs, from the Kobe region of Japan, marinating patiently and politely under a velvety blanketing of katsu sauce. You've had a chicken katsu?
I don't really believe in Indians.
Sorry, what?
I don't really agree with them. I don't like them.
Indians?
Yeah. Not the people, the food.
Obviously, katsu curry, a famous Indian dish there.
I'm thinking of chicken korma.
Everybody's favourite. Can we go? Let's go for an Indian. All right, I'll have a katsu curry.
What is katsu curry? Is that?
It's a Japanese food.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Right,
It's that breaded cutlet on rice with the brown sauce.
Yeah, well, I had a fucking chicken korma a few months ago, and there was nothing but brown sauce coming out of me.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
that's
diabolical.
Anyway, this is the official 1-year anniversary of Radio Rufus, the special commemorative episode airing exactly 1 year and 1 week after the show debuted.
And probably 1 year and 2 weeks after we met.
1 year and 2 weeks after we met.
Yeah.
And we shared a romantic Nando's.
Yeah, and we both got fondled by the same person in the Taylors.
That's true.
Yeah. So we've been trauma bonded from day one.
That little Chinese guy.
Yeah.
He felt both of us up.
He knew his way around the cock, to be fair to him.
Yeah. He did. It was he very much cradled the banana hammock with excellent grace.
He did,
Yeah.
He was tracing every fucking vein in my shaft through the trousers.
Well, you've got to fit, right?
He was precise, yeah.
Yeah. And then we Lady in the Tramp to Hot Wing. But your lips were a bit bigger than I'd sort of imagined.
Anticipated.
Yeah. So we touched lip as well as wing. Lip and wing. But anyway, this is the commemorative anniversary episode. Thank you for the big 1 year. We're going to keep it coming until we die. That is a promise.
Who's going to die sooner? Definitely me, isn't it?
What, of health-related concerns?
General, like, who's going to live longer on this earth?
Yeah, okay.
You're going to have enough money to pay to, like, freeze yourself.
Oh, right, yeah. Like Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I'm not sure about that, though.
How so?
Well, I'm going to come back. I'm not going to be, like, youthful again, am I? I'm going to be instead of being a crusty old man now, I'm going to be a crusty old man in the future where, like, imagine trying to get me to understand that modern technology.
Yeah.
It's pulling teeth trying to get my grandpa to send an email.
I used to get fucking phone calls every night by my granny because her TV was broken, and every single time she just didn't have either the aerial plugged into the back or she had it muted. And whenever I unmuted it, she was like, "Oh, these youngins with technology."
Right.
As if,
yeah. We used to have this one neek called Joseph, and his job at school was realigning the electronic whiteboard pens. I'm not sure if you had this at your school, but when it went out of alignment, when it went a bit fuzzy, you had to do this thing where you touched each corner of the board.
Yeah, you had to recalibrate it.
To recalibrate the pen. And that was his job.
Oh, fucking hell. Someone like that in my school wouldn't have lasted a week. They would have their head pushed through the fucking board.
I was a hero in my school. Anyway, so thank you all for watching, commenting. Please stick with us, otherwise we will die in destitution, like many great artists, and we don't want that to happen. We like money. We love money, dirty money, oil money. Rub it on me.
Yeah, and we finally hit 30k, which means I got that Toby Carberry voucher.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, which means I'm fed for at least an hour.
Nice. So let us know in the comments your best moments of the last year, your favourite moments, because we want to look back, have a bit of nostalgia, as we always do. So please let us know. Let us know what you wanted to see next. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Smash the 5-star rating with the third toe, that middle toe. Just smash that. That will help us out. And let's get into it. I want to start off today with a game. And this is, which assassination was the biggest loss? Okay, ready? We're going to start off, JFK or Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln, I liked his mutton chops.
Yeah. Is that your favourite thing about Abraham Lincoln?
More or less.
What about ending slavery?
It doesn't really compare to these bad boys.
Nice trim, okay. Abraham Lincoln or John Lennon?
Abraham Lincoln. John Lennon, I don't like him. Not a fan.
No. Abraham Lincoln or Mahatma Gandhi?
I think I'm going to have to go Big Abe again.
Big Abe again?
Yeah.
But Mahatma Gandhi, like...
I'm taking mutton chops over flip-flops.
That's great. But, you know, Mahatma Gandhi used to take a goat with him everywhere he went.
Yeah.
As a pet. That's exciting.
I suppose, but Abraham Lincoln stopped people from taking people with them as a pet.
That's a good point. Okay. Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King?
Abraham Lincoln.
No, you can't.
I never realised there's such a big Abraham Lincoln guy. That's not far off of 50-50, but I'm still going to side with Abe just because he's my man.
And the last one, Abraham Lincoln or Harambe?
I think I'm going to go for Harambe. He's going to be a last-minute winner.
Right, which means by logical extension, you think that Harambe's death is a bigger loss than Martin Luther King.
If you want to put those words in my mouth, feel free.
Well, it's good news on the Harambe front, and it's good news for female gorillas, bestiality enjoyers, and scientists, after they revealed that they harvested sperm from Harambe the gorilla after he was cruelly assassinated, sending shockwaves around the world.
How does that work?
Well, Okay.
Like, how do you remove sperm from a dead animal?
Did you not do a GCSE in sperm harvesting?
I didn't, and I must have missed that
It
one.
was a BTEC, I think. It's a vocational thing. It's a practical skill. I guess you just chop its bollocks off and keep it in a Tupperware, right? Until you need it.
Yeah, I was picturing like the scientist just as soon as the corpse hit the ground, thinking, "Quick, wank him off."
Oh, do you think they have to milk the gorilla?
Yeah, that's how I was thinking, but obviously they might have more scientific ways of doing it without having to touch the actual shaft.
That's how they do it with a horse, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I remember them talking that they were going to do that to Usain Bolt.
Just wank him off and
To
take his
generate an army of the fastest. They were going to thoroughbreed it like a horse to generate an army of like super fast, super strong people.
Yeah.
So what they were going to do was repeatedly wank off Usain Bolt and like create as many athletic specimens as they
It probably wouldn't have felt any different than wanking off a horse.
That's true.
Yeah, the size of that fucking thing.
Do you
Maybe
think
that's why he's so quick, because he had a third one.
So like, you know how like, are you saying that, you know how Paralympians with one leg are slower than people with two legs?
I don't know if that's true in my case. There's a few fucking hopping Paralympians who could probably beat me in 100 meters.
Here's what I don't understand, right? So you said that someone with 3 legs is faster than someone with 2 legs, right? But Oscar Pistorius, who has no legs, is faster than people with 1 leg. So what's going on?
Yeah, it's a confusing one.
I don't know. Anyway, Harambe got shot. We all remember the date, May 28th, 2016. That's not even in my notes. I just remembered
You're
it.
the type of person that went on about this for weeks and weeks, aren't you?
Mate, there was a 2-week period at school where just saying Harambe would bring the house down. It was on fire.
Yeah.
And then when just Harambe got old, Dicks Out for Harambe came out like 10 days later.
Yeah.
And that was another
It brought
2
it
weeks.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so reproductive biologists from the Center for Conservation and Research of Endangered Wildlife collected genetic samples from Harambe, including his semen. I don't know what other stuff they would need.
Yeah.
What, like his ball sweat?
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. They don't need any more gorilla hair, do they? They could collect some from you, I guess.
Yeah, just trim my back.
Right. Staff at the centre who are experts on gorilla artificial insemination and frozen experts on it.
How do you go into that?
No one
the BTEC, of course.
No one grows up dreaming of being a gorilla insemination expert, do they?
It's something you fall into.
I've always thought that about like bum doctors.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to do that?
And like male gynecologists has always been a bit dodgy to me.
You got to be a real freak.
Yeah.
So my one of my mates from school, his dad was a gynecologist. But back then, when we were all virgins, when we were 13, we were like, "Oh, that's a sick job, right?"
Yeah.
He was like, "No. You only see the worst of the worst. People are coming in there with real problems."
Yeah, with wounds.
He was India's leading gynecologist, which means like people go to see him after all else has failed.
They've exhausted all other options.
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. He also threatened to shoot one of my mate's dogs if he ever saw him smoking a cigarette, which is classic Indian parenting. As in,
That sounds like classic future Rufus Rice parenting. But he doesn't even need to smoke in the cigarette.
we don't take no shit is basically the Indian moral parenting.
I have a lot of time for that, just not their kormas.
Yeah. So basically, they've suggested, because we've got all this Harambe sperm lying around, Harambe could live on through his offspring. It's slightly complicated by the fact that Harambe, the western lowland gorilla, was just 17 years old when he died. So he hadn't reached sexual maturity. I don't know if that's gorilla years.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
works.
conversion rate is.
It makes me thinking that they were wanking him off a bit more fucked up if he was underage.
But we don't know what the age of consent is for gorillas.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's like 8.
As far as I can tell from like David Attenborough documentaries and some of my own research, it's sort of any age, I think.
Also, in the animal kingdom, consent isn't as big a thing as you'd think.
No, that's true.
If dogs want to shag someone, they just jump on top of them and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we went on a monkey watching expedition once on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi at half term.
Know it well.
And yeah, you've been there for. They had an away day there, Arsenal.
A few bank holiday weekends.
Sulawesi FC. And that's when my sister learnt about sex for the first time. Because she was younger than me, right?
Yeah.
Those things. There was so much monkey, bonky. It was crazy.
What the fuck? Did you say monkey what?
Bonky bonky.
Bonky. Okay.
You know, a bit of bonky bonky.
It's a new term for me, but
Okay. Well, there was monkeys doing bonky bonky and rumpy pumpy.
I've heard of Rumpy Pumpy.
Yeah.
And your sister was curious about what was going
Well, it's
on.
the first time she'd ever seen anything like that.
Yeah,
So my
yeah.
mum and dad had to sort of break it to her what was going on.
My younger brother had a similar experience, but with a fly. He saw a fly mount another fly, and was like, "Why are they wrestling like that?" Well, obviously we didn't explain at the time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never seen that.
I don't believe your type of people get flies.
What do you mean?
It's just that they avoid you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just come to the fucking peasants.
I'm glad that well, it's funny that you think I'm so out of touch I don't know what a fly is, but I have seen them. But never mind that. So anyway, Harambe's a teenager. He's a horny teenager, but he hasn't reached sexual maturity. The samples are also expected to be used for research purposes, such as answering questions like, what does Harambe's jizz taste like? I think.
That would have went down a fucking storm in your third year classroom.
Oh, mate, that would have been an all-timer.
Do you ever get those people? It's always the most boring people of all time whenever they're like, "Oh, I would pay thousands of pounds for like a best moments montage of our days in school."
No.
Have you ever heard of that? It's like, it always be on Lad Bible and stuff, but
Right.
someone would be tweeting it out and they've went on to be like a fucking working an actuary or something,
Right.
as if the school days was going to be a real holler.
I think the environment in our school, I would pay to not watch that,
Yeah.
because the toxic environment of academic success in our school really did not make it fun.
Yeah.
It was like walking into Suits and getting shouted at by Lewis Litt. That's what my school was like.
Mine wasn't quite like that, but yeah, I don't get those people.
Anyway, it's also been revealed, and this is new info for me, I didn't know about this, that so Harambe used to share his enclosure with a pair of female gorillas. 17 years old, in there with two birds.
He's fucking balling out.
That's the dream, bro.
Yeah.
This is like the ultimate gap year in the Cincinnati Zoo. So he was there with a pair of female gorillas. So apparently when they took his body away, they'd just been walking around the enclosure looking for him.
Harambe was a fucking shagger.
Mate, they shot him. He lost him from the hose, bro.
Those fucking horny lady apes couldn't get enough.
Couldn't get enough, man. I wish I had Harambe's game. I didn't know he had game like that. I respect him a bit more
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Should we pour one out for him?
Yeah, sure. That was
That's
stupid.
so stupid. I'm gonna have to clean that.
I don't even give a fuck about the gorilla either. Anyone who says that actually saddened by Harambe's death is such a neek. Right.
Fucking waterlogged her carpet next.
Yeah, that was pointless.
Yeah.
Okay, next story. Colombian president Gustavo Petro came out with some heat.
Sounds like a fucking filling station.
Yeah.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
The Gustavo Petro. Yeah.
Go and fill up in red.
In some places, like in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
You're not legally allowed to fill your own car.
Someone does it for you.
They got a bloke there to do it for you.
Right,
That's
okay.
a great thing. We should definitely have that in the UK.
They would need to be fucking marksmen though. Like they need to get that 20 quid of diesel spot on. You know how hard it is to get that
You
without
can just
going...
set a limit, right? And then just...
Oh, back home anyway, you're trying to match it and you always either go just under or just over.
Right, yeah. But the cars are so badly built in Indonesia that when you fill it up, you can actually smell the petrol inside the car. You actually get a little bit high off the fumes if you fill up the
I
car.
fucking love the smell of that. I might go to Indonesia just for that.
I think, what do you think about this? It's a bit weird, but everybody who likes the smell of petrol also likes the taste of blood. You ever bust your lip open or something, get a bit of blood in there?
It tastes like, people say it tastes like iron or something.
Lovely irony, a little bit. I love it. I love it.
I like the smell of petrol without... I'm inconclusive on whether I like blood or not. I'll try it between this time and the next episode.
Oh, so your girlfriend ain't down with that. That's what we've managed to put together there. Okay. Gustavo Petro came out with some heat during a live broadcast of a government meeting this week. Why is there a live broadcast of a government meeting? Are they standing there and then someone's like, "Oh, thank you, Dragon Dick 6 for the 5." Like, thanks for the sub.
Yeah.
It's on. Is it on Twitch? I don't
They're
know.
talking to the chat and stuff. It is a bit of a strange thought.
Someone gets like sentenced to death. Who's like L's.
In the middle of the sentence, you're like, thanks for 15 months.
Yeah. So apparently, yeah. So Twitch broadcasts, Colombian government. This is what he said. Quote, cocaine is no worse than whiskey, and it's only illegal because it comes from South America.
That's like something...
He basically says, like, cocaine being illegal is racist. Is basically what he said.
This is like something Conor McGregor would tweet these days. Have you seen his Twitter lately?
No, I'm not tuned in.
He's just been like freely dropping N-bombs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like every day.
Is
It
he-
reminds me of like a pre-game lobby of like a TDM and Afghan back in the day.
He's not black.
No, I don't think so.
He hasn't changed since I last checked.
No, he hasn't pulled like a reverse Michael Jackson.
Right, okay. Because otherwise that would be fine.
Yeah. So he thinks cocaine has a bad name because of xenophobia, basically.
Yeah. But like, but like what?
It's not very logical.
There are loads of things that don't come from South America that are also banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's heroin from?
Afghanistan.
Oh, is it?
You know how they grow it, basically. So this is the economy that basically props up the Taliban.
Is it?
Or it was.
Yeah.
They banned it when they
Right,
got
okay,
back into
yeah.
power. The US, who are holding government until 2021, were like, this is calm. This is fine.
They're happy enough.
Happy enough. But the Taliban obviously banned it because I don't know if you know about Islam, but they're not very chill about their principles. And one of their principles is don't do any drugs.
Yeah, and the Afghans are
So they
fucking-
banned it and they basically just tanked their economy.
I think if you're a part of that, if you're like living in that country, you wouldn't mind that going on in the background if it was helping you out.
No, it propped up the country's economy.
Yeah.
Imagine you used to sell heroin and now you have to sell rice.
Yeah.
What a fall off.
It'd be like taking whiskey and Guinness away from Ireland.
Exactly. And now you guys have to sell what else do you make? Worms?
Potato, cheese, and onion crisps.
Yeah, exactly. But that's your only economy.
Do you ever see there's like a list of all the inventions to come out of Ireland, and they were fucking smashing out like 3 or 4 a year, and then they invented whiskey, and there wasn't another invention for like 200 years.
Really?
They created like the submarine and everything, but
No.
yeah, they did.
Surely not.
Pretty sure the submarine was
I
created.
feel like
by an
many
Irishman.
people drowned in the creation of the submarine.
Let me see.
It's
that.
one of the worst.
Fact check that.
Whilst you do that, I'll just say that basically Gustavo Petro suggested that the global illegal cocaine trafficking industry, which Colombia is the biggest country in the world, it could be easily dismantled, the whole illegal industry, if the drug were legalized by every country. Basically, he said it would be sold like wine.
So in his world, it'd be treated as like the equivalent.
Yeah, I guess so, but is he talking about, like, you know how you can tell wines from different regions? Or not you, but like somebody.
Yeah, you probably could.
No, I'm not a wine wanker as much as you may believe.
Can you imagine having to put up with like cocaine ants at your Christmas dinner? Like wine ants can be tricky enough.
Wine ants.
You never heard of that term? Like wine ants, like the
Ants.
single, yeah.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
Wine aunties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about ants.
No.
No. Yeah. Well, like a bag aunt.
Like that single.
Well, that would be a nice couple's activity, wouldn't it be? A bag and cheese tasting.
A sniffing paint.
yeah. But I guess like the cocaine from different areas like smells different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a good Peruvian vintage
Yeah.
special
We
edition.
need to maybe chat to Liam Dowling about this in the interim.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Australian people love cocaine.
They do. And wine, funny enough.
Yeah, out of a box.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sip it with a straw. John Philip Holland from County Clare was the father of the modern submarine. He designed and built the first underwater vessel accepted by the US Navy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really don't believe that.
According to Google.
Because like an Irish submarine, that's just going to be a crate with a straw sticking out there, right? Like that. I just can't imagine them actually making anything. It's like when I went to Spain, right, on holiday, and I was like, oh shit, they have like buildings here and stuff. Because I can't imagine. I know that sounds stupid. I can't imagine Spanish people putting in enough effort to actually build a real building.
Yeah, you don't really have much faith in the Armada existing then.
No, I just think they were all asleep. But I don't know. I don't know. Right. Petro also pointed out that fentanyl is killing Americans and it's not made in Colombia.
Fair, yeah.
Do you know how many Americans fentanyl kills a year?
I'm not really clued into the whole fentanyl epidemic.
I don't even really know what it is.
Yeah.
But it makes people like mong around like
zoned
zombies,
out.
right?
Yeah. Probably like 10,000.
75,000
this year?
a year. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
So many.
It's probably neck and neck with mass shootings.
Well, the thing is, the mass shootings, they only get like one at a time. They're always, the stats are really underwhelming.
Or whenever we looked at it.
That's my message to the mass shooters. Pick up your game, man.
Yeah.
Where are the numbers at?
The person that shot like 10 people and got 0 confirmed kills. That's fucking ridiculous.
Finish it off. Zombieland, double tap. You gotta make sure you gotta make sure they're dead.
Yeah.
Right. Next story. A woman in Japan, where they famously eat chicken korma, has been arrested for allegedly squashing a bun at a convenience store and leaving without buying the bread. So, authorities in the southern city of Fukuoka.
What'd you say?
Fukuoka.
Fukuoka?
That's what it's called.
Okay.
Authorities in the southern city of Fukuoka confirmed to the BBC that the 40-year-old... I don't think they say it like that in Japan. But in an English accent, you would say it like that.
Fukuoka?
But otherwise, it's going to be... Fukuoka.
Just still sounds funny to me.
Confirmed to the BBC that the 40-year-old had been arrested on Monday for criminal damage. The woman, who said she was unemployed, shocker,
Yeah. I'm not up here.
claimed she only checked the firmness of the bread by pressing lightly with my hand, according to police. The woman had allegedly touched a bag of 4 black sesame and cream cheese buns.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. While the bag's wrapper was intact, police said one of the buns was damaged after she pressed it with her right thumb, and the entire bag could not be sold.
Do you ever be in a shop over here and there'll be like the Kinder eggs and some child's put his thumb through every single one of them just to try a bit of the chocolate?
Always some fuck, isn't there? Yeah.
But she's getting arrested for this.
Well, people like... When I was a kid, I used to go into like Waitrose, and then when Mum was doing the shopping, I'd read a whole magazine cover to cover and then put it back.
Yeah.
And I'd nick everything from it.
I remember one time
going
that
through every Match magazine.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Cards.
I had a Match of the Day one, and I'd literally just opened the first page, and some absolute Jobsworth came over and was like, "We're not buying it, put it down." I was like 8 years old.
Jobsworth. That's a great bit. Yeah, okay. Police said the owner of the Lawson convenience store had claimed he'd seen the woman squashing buns several times in the past.
This might be the first ever case of a serial bun squasher.
Serial bun squasher. She's got previous, man.
I didn't realise it was this serious.
She's got previous citations on file. She's got a problem and you can't stop her. This is like when they release dangerous criminals and then they kill again. And nobody was surprised.
Yeah.
Like, by the time it's the 4th time he's seen her pressing the bread, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
give it a rest.
Or like Joseph Fritzl already being a convicted rapist
Yeah.
and them not thinking to look into anything.
Yeah, don't let him go. Fine. So as the woman was leaving the shop, the owner noticed the bun was damaged and he urged her to pay for the bread. The bag of buns, all the buns, cost 180 yen, which is 95p.
It's actually very reasonable.
Very reasonable. But she refused. The manager followed her for 0.6 miles.
That's so fucking far.
Because the average UK security guard is giving up after what? 0.6 meters?
No, well, like on a weekly basis, I'll see someone go into the co-op and just clear a shelf and walk out, and the staff don't even bother following them.
Yeah, it's
like
like-
minimum wage staff don't get paid enough to chase someone down on foot.
Well, he tracked her down for a kilometre.
Also, whenever I worked in Tesco, we always got warned not to follow anyone because it wasn't worth the risk of like violence.
Yeah, right. Because they might just turn around
Yeah,
and
they're
stab you.
they're not fucking around in Japan.
It's the
though.
thing. I don't think many people get stabbed in Japan
Yeah.
yet. Until we go.
Just threatening to stop Japanese people.
I don't know what that was.
We haven't booked it yet, so you're all safe for now.
Thing is, Japan takes stuff like that really seriously. We covered that story months ago where they shut down an airport because somebody lost a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if you are from the Japanese tourism board, I love your. I'm not going to do that. That was a joke. This is a comedy show.
Yeah.
I
love your chicken korma.
Yeah. Great curries, guys. Love naan bread. You guys are absolutely smashing it. Big up Ganesh. So the police were called to the scene and they arrested her. In recent years, police have also been cracking down on pranksters who have committed, quote, sushi terrorism.
That term is fucking hilarious. It sounds like a term racist Americans would use to describe Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Those pricks up to that sushi terrorism again.
Have you been to the sushi conveyor belt restaurant?
No.
I was trying to work my way around the brand. Of course, you know I'm talking about Yo Sushi.
I've never been to... I went to an Itsu one time and just didn't really like the vibe. So I left.
Yeah, okay. But surely you like the idea of your food arriving to you via conveyor belt.
That's pretty cool, to be fair.
But you'd like it to be sort of...
Like a meal deal.
You know, red meat.
Yeah.
Beer and red meat. That's what your conveyor belt would be.
Give me a fucking stein of stout and like a medium rare steak.
But basically, they just make dishes and it goes round, and when one you like fancies comes along, you just take it off and eat it.
That would be... Can you imagine being sat behind some fat prick that keeps taking what you want?
You.
Well, maybe not in a fucking sushi restaurant, but if there's steak or chicken wings at risk.
Yeah, but there's going to be more.
How often are they throwing it out, though?
Oh, it's just a constant stream of plates.
And also, how do you pay for it?
Well, the plates are colour-coded.
Right.
And each colour is worth a different value. So at the end of the meal, they just stack all your plates up and then you pay.
Can I not just fucking chow down a few chicken wings and slyly put it back in the conveyor belt?
You think they're not going to notice that?
I don't know. I don't know how strict they are in this sushi restaurant.
Japanese people follow rules, bro.
True, actually, if they're chasing down some woman over a 99p fucking bun.
Yeah, after you've got away with 40 quid of chicken wings, they can be sitting on you.
I'll be getting charged with sushi terrorism, fucking chicken wing terrorism.
Sushi terrorism takes place in conveyor belt restaurants when they do things like lick the communal soy sauce bottles. Mate, imagine going into your local cafe and just licking the ketchup.
Yeah.
Basically
the boss man in my local cafe would fucking bounce it on my head if he saw me at that.
And squashing sushi meant for diners. So basically, like, it comes in those little plates and they just smash it. So yeah, that must mean that there are no real crimes in Japan because the police don't seem to be very busy, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're not. They definitely don't need firearms in Japan.
No, I mean, God no.
Yeah, do they have them in? They don't in the UK, do they? No, they do.
They got tasers.
So they don't have guns?
No.
Strange. They could probably do with them.
Do you think that we should arm the police?
I think it doesn't really work out for America though.
No.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we'll stick to the tasers.
In Singapore, they arm the police, but there's no
call for it. Yeah,
there's no crime.
What was it you were saying? You ate in the tube once, and this fucker with M16 came on.
I ate some crisps on the tube, and he had an assault rifle. He didn't point it at me.
Yeah.
But
it was there as a threat.
Yeah.
He like pulls his jacket to the side a bit and flashes his piece.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our sports segment now. Snatch of the day coming at you. I'm Gary Fingerer, and that's Alan Smearer. That's not bad, actually.
Gary Fingerer.
We all agree that the best sporting contests take place when the contestants' nipples are hard.
Yeah, that's a fair.
That's just a fact. That's a well-known sports fact. And that is showcased in no greater arena than the International Naked Sledding Championships in Germany, where the England team competed over the winter season. So it's set in the spa town of Braunlager. It features separate men's and women's divisions, like most sport. After the bare-chested racing action concludes, there are basically, it says, this is a quote from the website, high-octane after parties that make your usual après-ski seem like a vicar's tea party.
there's anything my time as an altar boy taught me is that you never accept an invite to a vicar's tea party.
No, never take tea from a vicar.
No.
What would you like to do more? Go to the vicar's tea party or go to this après ski full of wankers?
I think I might just have to take the Rodgerin from the priest. I'm just picturing the amount of chafe in it. That.
Yeah, serious chafe.
Yeah, and that's not a good time to me.
Naked on a rubber ring going down a slope.
Yeah, and ice just fucking burning off your nips.
Yeah.
There'd be none left.
Oh, there'd be some serious chafe.
Yeah.
The field itself is a small one. There's only 30 competitors.
Is that across the two divisions or in each one?
I don't know, but it's not many considering there are 25,000 spectators.
Yeah. They must have a very, very big qualifying round.
Well, more than 5,000 people applied to be racers, which gives it an overall acceptance rate of 0.6%, which is lower than Harvard University. So it's harder to get into this
Yeah.
than it is to get into Harvard. The winner is the... Do you have anyone from your school who went to Harvard?
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
I'm like the only one that went to uni.
Right, yeah. Mate, we had some pricks. Like, once you got an offer accepted from a uni, a good one, they turn up with the fucking jumper.
Of course.
Walking around with a Harvard jumper on.
Yeah.
It was still a school, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm, like, half the reason I got into uni is because I told them at a Maz GCSE and they didn't check.
Wait, so you just frauded your way in?
Basically, yeah. And
Yeah.
they never asked on the day.
Mate, we had, like, parents committing crimes to help their kids out. Like, a kid of mine pretended to break his arm so he could get extra time and use a laptop during the exam.
Fucking hell.
And his parents were in on the fraud. They made him a fake cast and were writing fake fake
Jesus
doctor's notes and
Christ.
stuff. It's like a heist movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the first person in my family to go to university, so there's absolutely no pressure at all.
I'm the only person in my family without a uni degree.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
It's a funny contrast. You wouldn't have thought that between us two.
Mate, I've got some stupid friends from uni and they have degrees and I don't.
Yeah,
Like,
it means absolutely fucking nothing.
some real brickheads.
We
but
probably
they
have-
managed to get one.
We probably have a lot of viewers around that age that are like stressing over it. It means so fucking little.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, don't go to uni.
Yeah, become a TikToker. It's easy. Right, so the winner is the naked speed junkie who crosses the finish line first. The male and female champions get €1,000 each. It's not bad.
Yeah, decent day's work.
Sign you up, I think. That's what I'm hearing.
How many people did you say were spectating?
25,000.
Not a single one of them are paying any attention to the actual sledding. That's just a crowd full of horny bastards trying to see a bit of tit.
Yeah. Do you think they all go to the bar during the men's race? Is that?
Yeah. It's like the opposite of women's football.
Right. Yeah. So these were the Team GB athletes.
Yeah.
The first was a Sunderland firefighter, Holly Garshong. No, I'm sorry, Holly Garshong. She was raised by an avid family of nudists.
That makes sense.
Quote, we used to go on nudist holidays, and it was just normal to me growing up. We started when I was about 6, and I just got brought up that way. Everyone was naked, and people weren't looking at each other like that. It was just normal.
Yeah, but surely if fucking you're eating your dinner and you notice that Da has a boner at the table, you're going to notice that, like...
Would be a bit distracting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Him leaning over about to pass you the salt, and you can just see him fully erect
Yeah.
on the kitchen table over the good china.
Just treed up. The old china. Be awkward having a friend round, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would also be very...
That's my dad. Don't mind his balls. Don't mind his balls.
It'd be very compromising as a man, because imagine like watching a TV show with your wife and there's a certain scene coming on.
Yeah.
You can't pretend not to be interested if she can just see you fully bricked up.
Yeah, you can't even like tuck it into the waistband or anything.
Yeah. You can't do the old pocket job.
Oh, did you used to do that?
I've done it once or twice,
Yeah.
during my career.
I don't. No need for that.
Nah.
No one notices. So comes from family of nudes. I think it's weird to go on a nudist holiday with your kid.
Yeah.
I understand that there are some couples out there who have boring lives and, you need to spice it up at some point. Go on a nudist holiday with other adults there. I don't think bring your 6-year-old is the modus operandi.
Yeah. It's just a bit strange putting them in that position to have to...
They're going to have to look down the barrel of other people's one-eyed snake as well.
Yeah. that you shouldn't have to, especially some of the English men will be going to that, having to look at their stomach covering their shaft and nothing but two balls.
You want fat people there because at least they're hiding the good. Yeah.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Mate, everyone on those trips is definitely massively sunburnt, terrible tattoos, morbidly obese, bald, ugly, probably got a drinking problem.
Yeah.
It's like people go to Egypt on holiday.
It's like those type of people that pay women to laugh at them and tell them just how small their cock is.
Okay, that's a bit of a leap, I feel like. But
I feel like the people like that, like the embarrassment. Right. They like being paraded about naked. It's almost like humiliation for them. It's like a ritual.
Like, do you see that TikTok of that guy getting walked like a dog on the tube?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
The classic Radio Rufus footage, though, where we discussed it one time, we couldn't show it, of the man being tied by his balls and the woman was just like fishing him through the pond.
She was dragging him through a lake.
Yeah.
Like a sort of pet fish. But you don't put a fish on a lead, so I don't know what that was.
That's fucking hilarious, though.
Right. I'm not bothered about being cold as long as I get a cup of tea at the end of it. That's the most British thing I've ever heard. I feel like Brits I could survive nuclear war as long as there was a promise of a cuppa at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No matter what happens, if someone dies, if someone's fucking gruesomely murdered, I'd be like, oh, but you take a cup of tea, it'll calm you down.
And you feel fine after.
It works.
Absolutely so.
Yeah.
Okay, the other contestant, our men's contestant, is Thomas Trucial. He's a serving soldier in the British Army. He's a former Tough Mudder contestant, but he had no idea where he placed. This is the quote.
Definitely just finished last.
I could not tell you where I came, but I made sure I beat the Americans. Once again, that is so British. Yeah. It's not about, I don't want to win. I just want you have to lose.
He says after taking a swig from a cup of tea.
Yeah. Nothing sums up this determined competitor more.
So is it just topless or is it like fully naked?
They have some tighty whities, little tighty whities on, but the nips are very much out.
Yeah.
So this is what happened at the tournament this year. So a lack of snow at the original location meant a last-minute venue change. So they set up a hastily constructed course at Magdeburg Kosted Airport. 89 tons of snow were brought in to make the course. And still 10,000 people turned out. The British team, and this is where the professionalism starts to slightly slip. So they shared a party bus to the venue with the Dutch team, but they got taken to the wrong airport by the driver.
Right, okay.
Which meant they got there with only 10 minutes before the start of the event.
They didn't have time to prepare.
Holly the firefighter got knocked out by German porn star Melanie Muller, who it describes as a legend of the event, like she's in the Hall of Fame and stuff. And Tom the soldier lost to the men's champion, Maurice the muscular butcher.
Does that mean he got to the final then?
I don't know.
Maybe he got put out earlier.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a sort of FA Cup knockout thing, home and away leg sort of business. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Away goals aren't involved. I don't think there'd be as many men signing up if it was fully naked, because I don't think getting frostbite in your knob would be a very attractive prospect. Yeah.
The knob would probably be the first place to get it as well, just on the tip. I've had it on the tip of my nose before.
Yeah. Just picture that pain times 1,000.
Yeah.
I also don't think frostbite flaps would be a very tantalising idea.
Proper blue bell.
They just like close over.
The blue bell end. All right, let's move on to our next segment now. Questionable coming at you. And we asked you guys this week, what or who is your weird crush? And these are your best responses. My weird crush is Spider-Man, because that little MF could jack me off from the other side of the country. Can he?
Well, I don't think he has that much distance, but he could definitely... I'd say about the same length of distance that shopkeeper chased that Japanese woman.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like...
0.6 miles.
Right.
Is where it cuts off.
Does he mean with the web, or does he mean...
the web, yeah.
Yeah, right.
If he wants to get into this, he should have went for Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four, because he could do it full wrist action.
Elastigirl?
Or her. Yeah. I don't know why I went to the man version. I might be telling.
Greta Thunberg, but then I found out she was an eco-freak.
That's the only issue there. Not that she's fucking 12.
She's not 12 anymore. Mate, that was years ago.
What age is she now? Is she of age?
She's probably like the year below me. She's probably...
Oh, fuck, really? Was she like...
Other people also grow up whilst we do.
But I don't feel like it was 10 years ago that she kind of came about.
She's what, 2 years younger than me?
To me, I pictured she was max 16 now.
But she was 16 then.
I thought she was like 10 then.
Nah, surely not.
Yeah.
But what I question about this is, how do you find out about Greta Thunberg without the eco-freak thing first? Like, did you think she was just a normal girl?
Yeah, true. That's a weird
Because
one.
that is one of her big things. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg, but she loves the environment.
Big fan of it.
She is, honestly, it's so much of her personality. It's crazy.
It's fucking
Never
100%
shuts
of it.
up
Yeah.
about anything else. This is bad, but like, we made fun of her at school.
I was about to say I would have assumed she was like a hero in your school, in your eco-friendly school.
Nah, mate, amongst the teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when she dropped that like fire speech at the United Nations, where she was like crying and she went, "How dare you? How dare you? You're killing the kids," you know, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
She was like one of those people that, like, when Obamacare got taken away, they were like, "You're killing my kids." What you think?
What do you think was more emotional? Her killing the kids speech or your apology to all the vegetables?
Oh, okay. Well, there were definitely more tears during the "How dare you," but I feel like I got more done.
Yeah.
There was more. There was more action. There was more action. And if you don't know what we're talking about, I once got in trouble at school for saying no one likes vegetarian food in assembly. That's genuinely true. Right. Next one, Mary Berry. I'd love to take her home after a night out, then wake up to some cake and watch Holmes Under the Hammer.
That sounds beautiful.
I like what's implied here, that you take her back to your house and then she's found things for a cake and baked it while you were
I
asleep.
think she's like, you know, like Batman's got his utility belt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's got one of them ready to go, just with flour and eggs and whatnot, and she can whip you up something
Right.
instantly.
I just think she's a bit old. Like, her kneecaps have to be fossils at this point.
Yeah. I don't think she'd be up to much in the bedroom, but you wouldn't even need to just
That would be like clearing out an attic.
like cuddling a fucking skeleton.
Yeah, exactly. Next one. This is from a girl, Jeremy Clarkson. That's a weird one.
I thought you meant this from a girl to call Jeremy Clarkson.
What?
This is from a girl, Jeremy Clarkson. It took me a second to commute.
No.
That's a fucking strange name, but it's also a strange shout.
Yeah. He's definitely not... I can understand Richard Hammond, I think. Out of those three.
Is he the one? Is he well at the minute? Did he get into a car crash or something?
Over the course of his career, he's been in 2 or 3 massive crashes.
Yeah,
But that was a few years ago.
but he's fine now.
fine now,
Good
yeah.
to see. Who's the other one? James May.
James May.
He might be the weirdest of the three.
As a crush.
Yeah,
I think Clarkson is worse.
because Clarkson's like the leader.
Your personality, I guess.
Yeah.
Alpha big dog. Alpha energy.
And also, women like men, they can get a bit done. And he's currently working on a farm, as far as I know.
Yeah. His girlfriend is a huge MILF.
What age is she?
Like 54 or something.
What age is he? In his 60s?
He must be 64.
I picture Jeremy Clarkson as a hero of yours for some reason.
Yeah.
He is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Weird shout for a crush, though.
It is.
Next one. My crush is Warwick Davis, because you can throw him around. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
you
fair.
could. My weird crush is Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob.
I'm not familiar.
The driving instructor. Big fish.
Oh shit, yeah.
Remember her?
I don't really get that though.
No?
I think back in my head I'd have been more of a Sandy man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like that squirrel in the astronaut outfit.
Yeah. Makes no
You know
sense
her name
whatsoever.
is Sandy Cheeks, and that's like a bum reference.
Is it fuck?
But no, obviously as kids that never landed.
I would have been 10 times hornier as a child had I known that.
Yeah, but that's the joke.
Yeah.
And it went over everybody's head.
Yeah.
Her name was Sandy Cheeks.
Then you've got Patrick. What's Patrick's surname?
Star?
Patrick Star, SpongeBob SquarePants. There's not really much sexual innuendo.
I don't know, Squidward Tentacles is kind of horny.
Yeah.
For some people.
For those fucking anime freaks that are shagging like an
They probably
octopus
love
dildo.
SpongeBob, those people.
Yeah.
There's probably like quite a lot of Squidward porn out there.
Do you know whenever we were younger, before we had like a digibox? Do you know what a digibox is?
What are you on about?
Yeah, this is the divide.
This is not going to work.
Yeah. Basically, we used to just have like your 6 or 7 channels you get with
Freeview.
the antenna, but
Yeah.
not even Freeview. Like we would have maybe 7 channels, and then we got like a digibox which give you Freeview, which give you
Okay.
more channels.
Right.
Until that point, The only cartoons I could watch was on an Irish channel called TG Cahir. I didn't speak a word of Irish, but until I was like 5, I watched SpongeBob in Irish. And then we got a digital box, and then I was like, fuck, I can actually understand what they're saying now.
Wait, so you watched like Irish TV for years and you didn't speak any Irish?
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Why were you watching it?
Because it's the only thing we had.
I guess so.
Yeah, we got a digibox, but then sometimes it didn't work, so I was going back to fucking
That's
TG4.
like when your parents tell you about their childhood and they like played with a yo-yo for 4 years because there was nothing else to do. Right. Next one, Edna from The Incredibles.
That's the weird assistant woman, isn't it?
Costume, suit designer.
Yeah, nah, I don't get that.
Darling. That was half 15 years ago. You gotta move on, darling.
Would the accent do much for you?
No, she sounds like an angle grinder. I'm a straight guy, but I had a crush on this bloke at school who looked like Emma Watson. So
that's confusing.
Big twink at school, I guess.
Right. So he's a straight guy, but his biggest crush was someone that looked like a woman.
Is that gay?
I don't know. It might be even straighter than anything we've ever done.
Gloria from Madagascar. Thick. Hippo.
Yeah, I can see that more than some of the other ones.
I want to do that giraffe in, personally.
Yeah, but especially
long neck.
What you're working with would get lost in that fucking neck.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't even make it to the top of the throat.
That's what you want, isn't it? Next one is Christopher Lube. That's his real name. He's Nelson Mandela's bodyguard. And his name's Christopher Lube. Is
it just for the name, or is he his physical appearance, do you know?
I don't know what he looks like. I haven't got a clue. I didn't even know Nelson Mandela had a bodyguard. And the fact he's
didn't do a great job.
No. Well, Nelson Mandela didn't get assassinated.
Yeah.
He's one of the few.
Yeah.
Apparently Christopher Lube. But a lot of people think he's
true.
It's just not a guy.
Yeah.
Great.
His fucking security guard was called James Gregory.
Okay,
so quite as sexy.
Someone's just written Christopher Lube in as a pretend name for a laugh. Well, you got on the show, so congratulations. And the last one is my weird crush is Elizabeth Fritzl. I saw some pictures of her in the 80s, and now I sort of get it.
What age was she in the 80s?
You know.
I was probably early 20s, was it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You can see where Fritzl was coming from with that one.
That's so bad. Oh. Oh, how are you doing? Yeah. To be honest, we've done so many of these. I struggle to come up with fake banter to do on the phone. Apart from if it's a Chinese story, then I just do some Chinese. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Right, I've just had some news in down the wire from our crime correspondent, Dan Slaughter, in San Francisco. This is today's news. Today, of course, being November the 8th, 1969. Our sister newspaper, the San Francisco Ring Stinger, has received an encrypted message, allegedly from local incel and crypto investor, the Zodiac Killer. Like his UK-based equivalent, the Hove Strangler, the Zodiac has captured the city in a wave of terror with at least 6 confirmed frags, which is enough for a UAV.
You get more than a UAV with that. That's like Predator missile territory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least a sentry gun.
Haven't played COD in a while.
Yeah,
Back in the day, they were stingy.
Yeah, it used to be 3 for a spy plane. And then you get like counter UAVs and stuff.
He can have 2 spy planes.
Yeah. Maybe that's how he's been hidden for so long. He's just spamming spy planes.
So 6 confirmed frags and maybe as many as 37 kills in total.
Fuck.
For an insane KD of infinity because you're dividing by... He hasn't died.
Yeah.
You're dividing by 0, so...
It's still a 37 KD though.
No, it's 37...
In COD, if you went 37 or no, it would be 37.
No, but it's infinity though, isn't it?
Yeah, well... That can be argued.
Captain Maths is on the case. I am here.
Yeah, you're talking to someone that had a lie about getting a Maz GCSE,
yeah.
And then failed the essential skills equivalent.
You're talking to a man who took his Maths GCSE 4 years early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took mine 2 years late, and I'm pretty sure the only reason I passed it is because the tutor teaching me really wanted to fuck me. And it's a man. This isn't a good story.
Oh, okay.
Even after I passed, he tried to take me for dinner and stuff.
That's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, my Chinese teacher, Li Lao Shi, did not try and fuck me.
Would you have wanted him/her to?
Jack Lee. Well, not really.
Not really.
No. It's quite a... quite an angry Chinese man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even after I turned down his advances, he followed me to the canteen and insisted on paying for my lunch. I just had to walk through the queue with him hovering behind me trying
I've
to pay
never
for
seen
my
you
muffin.
turn down a free lunch.
I mean, I didn't.
Okay, so the police are currently trying to break the code sent in by the Zodiac. If there are any code breakers out there, this is what he's sent in. Maybe you can have a go on this.
Yeah.
H E P less than sign D E E Z NUTS. Then it says use code Zodiac20 for 20% off NordVPN. That is a picture of a cock and balls. And then it's a laughing emoji. And then it says, lol, I murked that kid. Police and investigators are certain of the validity of the letter, but have so far been unable to decode it. But they did get a nice discount
For the
on a
internet
VPN
security.
service. Yeah. Yeah. I think they're going to get him. Personally, I think they'll find him.
Yeah. At some
You got to be
stage.
an idiot to write into the police with information. All you're doing is giving them information.
Yeah, that's a thrill for a lot of people, isn't it?
Well, they say a lot of serial killers want to get caught
Yeah.
because they're doing it for the fame.
Yeah.
It's like me doing TikTok. Like,
yeah.
I want to get caught. No, I don't.
And you also threatened to kill the Japanese people earlier, so
Yeah, but that was
for a laugh.
that was empty. Don't worry about that. So I think they'll get him. I reckon they'll find out who Jack the Ripper was, and probably work out what Stonehenge is for while they're at it.
Yeah, just smash out all three.
I think Stonehenge was a sort of sex dungeon.
Yeah, you could imagine some gimpy and tied doll henges.
Well, they've got a perfect space in the middle of all the stones because it goes up and then across. And you could just hang a gimp from there, like Pulp Fiction, and then sort of, I don't know.
Maybe it's just a selection of fucking stone dildos for a giant that used to roam the lands.
Right,
It's
okay.
just a bouncing them things.
And that's his collection. Isn't it? So that's like people who usually keep it in their sort of nightstand,
Yeah. The,
bedside table.
the smaller ones are like the starter dildos, and then you've got the advanced ones.
Right, so the rocks that have been more eroded over time with the starter
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, right. Yeah. If you had a serial killer name, what were you going to pick?
I would be the bedtime butcher.
Ooh, the bedtime butcher.
Yeah. My weapon would be like a meat cleaver, and I reckon I'd leave some like raw sausages at the scene of each crime. That'd be like my calling card.
Oh, yeah, like the butchers in town.
Yeah. But I can only really, the bedtime side of things is because I can only really operate at night because I've got the actual butchers to run during the day.
Oh, so you actually are a butcher?
Yeah.
Are you selling human flesh surreptitiously hidden in the
Absolutely.
sausages?
Yeah, and I'm also eating it. People are coming in.
So you're
and
a
getting,
cannibal as well.
Yeah,
I like this character.
Yeah.
In fact, it's actually quite impressive that you came up with that like
kind of
that.
cool. Yeah. And then I kind of like the idea of forensics showing up and seeing like a clon of kilty sausage and knowing, fuck, the bedtime butcher's been here.
Yeah, right.
I think we should pitch this.
Bedtime butcher.
Yeah.
I love it. Are you hitting it? Are you going to like go on a massive spree where you'll definitely get caught, or are you like picking one off once a year? You know, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm gonna. I like the idea of being a spree killer, but occasionally I'll just get the lust for it and need to whack out 2 or 3 in like a long weekend.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're experiencing like psychosis, and you go crazy sometimes. You
Yeah.
feel the bloodlust.
Yeah.
It's like when you haven't had a shag for 3 weeks and you start to hear it in the walls.
Yeah, and it's the perfect alibi because butchers the next day, they're going to be covered in blood anyway. So I'm going to go in covered in the blood of my victims, and my assistants and all the shop people in buying their meat's just going to assume like, oh, he must have been down at the abattoir, he must have been butchering a few cows today.
Like American Psycho, and he goes to wash his sheets, and he's like, "Nah, it's cranberry juice, mate."
Yeah,
Don't worry about
exactly like that. Although it would make it quite easy for copycat killers to imitate me, because it's not as if like a pack of sausages are hard to come by.
I think that
But then I'd catch on to them. They'd come down to my butcher's trying to buy this specific type of sausage that I've been using.
Yeah.
Then I'd follow them home and kill them.
Wait, so now this is sort of expanding out.
Yeah.
Because I think the equivalent for me, I'm not a murderous butcher. The equivalent for me is those accounts that re-upload my content, copycat killers, right?
Yeah.
But like, if I report them and take them down, that's like knocking them off, right?
Yeah.
But they're doing me a service. I feel like the copycat killer is helping your brand because then the people are like, well, we don't know if this was him.
No, but don't get me wrong, I might let them work away for a little while to mislead the police and the investigations, but at the end of the day, he's trying to take credit for my work.
Right.
And I don't think I like that. So I'll follow him home. I'll strangle him with like a full pack of sausages and then butcher his body.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That would be a thing if you like had a sort of sausage noose.
Yeah.
Made a real statement about it.
Use it as like a lasso.
Maybe painted a message on the wall in pig's blood or whatever.
Yeah. Spelt it out in bacon.
Abattoir sweepings. That's a really good character. Genuinely really good. Yeah. So brilliant. So
I automatically assume that your murderous character would have some sort of sexual motivation.
what? Why? That is unfair.
I don't know. It's just an inkling I've got.
Wait. So hang on. Yours is not a sexual. You're just doing it for the love, for like the blood.
The bloodlust and the love of the game.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And you're eating it.
Yeah.
You're a big cannibal. Why have I got to be the fiddler?
I don't know. It's on brand for you.
That would be my thing. I'd be like there are two types, I think, of serial killers. They're like people who are crazy and they just do it because they're crazy. There are people who are like sociopaths, like they're cold,
yeah,
right, and they're calculated and they spend time planning it out and they work out all the meticulous details.
I imagine you'd be a spreadsheet killer.
Yeah.
that might be your superhero.
Exactly. That's how they catch me, is I've got a Google Sheet with the details of
You're able
everybody.
to track it back to you?
Yeah, it's formatted and everything. Doing VLOOKUPs. And, well, yeah, that's what I would do. And I'd like, it'd be in and out and I'd leave as like little evidence as possible. But I always wear a suit.
Just what you're wearing right now?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It'd just be like doing this show. I'd just go in once a week. And I'm in and I'm out in an hour.
Would you solely operate in Japan?
So what is this? Mr. President of Japan.
Yeah.
I can't remember who you are because the president of Japan actually got assassinated. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Happened a few years ago. Shinzo Abe. Do you hear that screaming?
I'm pretty sure that's Danny Arns in the next studio.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that on the mic, but somebody is screaming next door. Maybe that was the butcher.
Yeah. That's a copycat.
Taking the cleaver.
I'll be saying to him later.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for another despicable episode of Radio Rufus. We'll be back again next week. It's going to be a hot and spicy guest. Can't remember which one it is because we don't film them in order and we don't book them in order, and it's all very confusing schedule-wise behind the scenes. But nonetheless, keep going at it. Make sure you give yourself a pokey bum wank this week, maybe while you're watching the show. Rate us, subscribe, watch it, love it, like it. Donate money to Aidan's GoFundMe.
Please, I'm in desperate need.
It's not for anything in particular, it's just for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My shopping money.
And back to you in your house. There we go.